The West has been completely complicit in the genocide happening in Gaza. Palestine currently qualifies for level 5 famine, which is the highest level of a famine people can face.
Israel has become what Hitler was.
France is about to recognize Palestine, and Germany and UK are on the way. Welcome back to the United Front Show.
Thank you for having me. David Benjamin.
I'm just Max.
Oh, right.
So I saw some news this week that I thought we should talk about. I thought pretty important to cover.
Israel, Gaza.
Israel, Gaza, the genocide happening in Gaza, yes.
So is there some new news that has developed?
Sure, how...
Or is this just the ongoing slaughter?
It's going to be some of the ongoing stuff. It's pretty, as you might not be surprised, mainstream media is pretty pro-Israel, so they're pretty silent about the crimes being committed. But I think there is some new news. Okay. Mainly because there is new news.
Let's dive directly
in. I think that it's going to be good to hear about and hopefully beneficial for the future. I mean, we'll see.
Oh, so this is like a glimmer of hope.
A very small glimmer of hope.
Okay.
It's going to be still terrible, but it might not be quite as terrible as it could have been.
Okay.
So
glimmer of hope.
Even if we save a life, that's a life saved, right?
Yeah, what's happening over there then?
So the news is Macron and France are set to recognize Palestine as a state. Through the UN.
So would that be just France as recognizing them, or are they making some push to have a United Nations resolution to recognize it?
Basically, if there's a UN resolution, the US will continue to be like...
I know. Yeah, this is about what the UN's doing.
So France on their own will be announcing in September. There was supposed to be a UN meeting in, I think, last month. But they pushed to September. And so in September, Macron will be declaring that they are recognizing Palestine as a state, as an independent country.
That's something.
And to be clear, there are two governing bodies currently existing in Palestine, which is the West Bank, which is one, and then the Gaza Strip. In the West Bank, which is where not most of the horrible stuff is happening, is governed by the Palestinian Authority, the Palestinian National Authority, which is its own civilian government. They have a president, a government. There's people and institutions and whatnot. And in this Gaza Strip is Hamas. And they're kind of the ruling governing body. So if you want to call it the governing body. Yeah. So currently it's split.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. So that's why whenever I've talked about it, it's it's not Hamas. It's not the Palestinian people.
But in Gaza...
In Gaza, they're in charge, but they're still not the Palestinian people. There is a separate authority.
In West Bank.
In West Bank.
Which is
France is
geographically a separate place.
Like a mile away. But at least how Israel's treating it, I mean, it's impossible to connect the two. France is recognizing the Palestinian Authority in the West Bank. I believe it's West Bank. I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but
interesting.
They're not recognizing Hamas at all. It's the Palestinian National Authority or whatever they're called.
Okay.
Their civilian government.
Yeah.
That was elected in, and that's who they're recognizing.
Okay.
And so I think through their recognition, it would give any territory that is owned by or should be Palestinian will then have more credibility to be like, all of it's our territory. Hamas needs to get out. So Macron said in a tweet, consistent with its historic commitment to a just and lasting peace in the Middle East, I have decided that France will recognize the state of Palestine. I will make this solemn announcement before the United Nations General Assembly in this coming September. Peace, and then kind of he bolds, peace is possible, there is no alternative. Let me hedge this out of the way. The West has been completely complicit in the genocide happening in Gaza for the past 2 years. Let's just full stop right there. Totally been complicit. Okay? There's no way to really hide that.
Yeah, I don't know that there'd be much.
Other Western nations have been better. Ireland's been really good since the beginning. Pretty much oh, evil's happening. We're used to that. So they've been pretty good, but France has been just as bad as everybody else. So I'm saying it's a silver lining as France is at least finally deciding this is an issue.
Okay.
Which I'd rather them have decided it's an issue at some point than to never admit it's an issue. Okay. I mean, I think that's an improvement.
I mean, I suppose it's a small step in
it's
direction.
It's a small step in a positive direction. It's not going to stop anything or halt anything, but I mean, it is the right direction to saving Palestinian lives, right? So the summit's in September. France will already be joining several other Western nations
that recognize
Palestine. So
Okay.
I'll rattle a few so we're aware. There's Mexico, Ireland, Slovenia, Norway, Sweden, Iceland, Spain, Poland, and almost every post-Soviet state. So all the Balkans, all the way up and down the post-Soviet states.
Okay.
They all recognized them back in '88, back when the Palestinian Authority started.
Oh, really? I didn't realize it was that old.
Yeah. So same with China, did it back in 1988. Russia back in 1988.
China and Russia both recognize?
I think it's 2 days apart. Yeah. So currently there is 100.
Does that still stand though? I mean,
the recognition?
Yeah. Okay.
So in the same,
it doesn't feel like it.
I agree.
Okay.
They're not doing much. So there is a total of 147 out of 193 UN member states recognize Palestine. So it's a lot.
So why is it a big deal that France
would easily be the most powerful Western nation to recognize Palestine.
Okay.
By far.
Okay.
The next would be Poland, maybe, or Sweden, maybe, or Mexico, maybe. But France is France. That's a different.
Yeah, they're a big one.
They're bigger, right? I'd say they're bigger than Britain, bigger than Germany. In terms of the West, it's maybe like us, Canada, and France. Maybe the big ones.
I mean, Germany's
pretty serious too. France is ridiculous.
Does Germany recognize that Palestinian national authority as a government? I don't know.
I do not believe so.
If Germany did, I feel like that would be
another big
one.
Another big one. I agree.
I don't know where they stand though.
So,
well, Germany had their own issues in the 80s. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they were busy.
Yeah, they were dealing with their own.
Yeah, there was like 9 countries in Germany. I don't know what was happening. Yeah. Does anyone really know? I don't. Naturally, the U.S. and Israel are like, wow, this is the most evil thing France has ever done. So Marco Rubio tweets out that he strongly rejects Macron's plan. Because Macron is a high testosterone alpha male, sigma male even. And Marco Rubio is a beta soy coward.
A soy boy?
Soy boy. And Netanyahu obviously was like, this is evil. I was reading the article, as an AP article, and actually it looks like in the France met with Britain and Germany. Like they had a meeting very recently about the crisis of aid, specifically is what they're talking about. And it seems, based on comments in the article, Britain and Germany are like one decision away. Like they're just as where France is at in terms of recognizing the issue. So they're on the door of also recognizing Palestine, which would put immense pressure on the rest of the world. Because then you'll have China, Russia, so you can't let them have all the wins.
Right.
Then the 3 most powerful European nations. So then who's left? It's just us, basically, in terms of world powers.
Okay.
Right? So that's a lot of pressure internationally. Because France has a lot of sway, so does Germany, so does Britain, internationally.
You could also say, though, that Trump probably wouldn't care, and he can continue to feed all the weapons that Israel needs.
He probably won't care, but I think it's important to, get towards, immediate step 1 solution is some kind of 2-state resolution. I don't think that's a permanent solution at all. Obviously, it won't be. Israel will just start the war, the genocide again, clearly. But there has to be something to stop it right now. And then you work towards some kind of 1-state solution. But to stop it right now, it has to be 2-state. I think there's no way in the world with whoever's the world leaders are, you get a 1-state solution right now. Either everyone dies.
I don't know how there could, that's even a choice.
Either everyone dies and Israel gets what it wants, or you do a 2-state solution.
Yeah, I mean, or you relocate all the Palestinians out of the entire
So Israel gets what it wants. Again, so Israel gets what it wants. All the land. So to be clear, the UN, because they've been corrupted by whatever, I don't know who, but they're so bought into Israel being the good guys here. Palestine currently qualifies for level 5 famine, which is the highest level of a famine people can face.
Really?
Yes. So it includes intentional starvation, something about a certain number of children being without food for a day, a certain amount of people dying a day due to starvation, and intentional keeping of food all qualify as famine, but it's now level 5 famine. So it's like the worst famine you can face. And this is the kind of damage, even if Thanos snapped and everyone all of a sudden was like, we love Gaza, and all the aid came in, it's too late. They've been starving for too long that the damage is done. Like physically to the people, the damage is done.
Yeah.
So some numbers, because it's miserable. I had to read it, so everyone has to hear it now. So there's about 90,000 women and children in need of urgent treatment for malnutrition. About 19 people died of starvation on July 20th. That's what we could get information on. That's what, I mean, it's hard to, there's rubble everywhere. It's hard even to get information out of Gaza, right? And about 900 Palestinians were killed while trying to get aid, killed by Israeli IDF soldiers and mercenaries hired for or by Israel.
Wow.
Miserable stuff.
Sad.
Very sad. The Netherlands, as of a few hours ago, declared Israel a security threat to their nation. So the West is finally, I mean, it's been a few years now at this point, a little late to the party.
Starting to publicly call Israel the bad guy.
Yeah, publicly call Israel the bad guy. I've seen some talk of that they're trying to launder Israel's image. I don't think so. I don't think so. How much are they going to meaningfully get their hands in there and fix anything? I don't know. But this is better than the West continuing to be like, what genocide? There's no issue happening. I guess kind of the discussion we could talk about. Well, I wanted to update everybody. It's important.
Okay.
And kind of, do we think this is going to do much? Is this meaningful? Is it not meaningful? Is it just a bunch of leaders of nations just saying shit to say shit?
Yeah. Are you looking for my take on this?
Yeah. I mean, a bunch of information I just gave you.
I guess I'm glad to hear that there could be something that might head the Palestinian people towards being able to be fed.
Yeah, humans being fed. I hope that's not controversial.
Yeah, I mean, anything that would inch our way towards that, I think, is always good news. But I also feel like, in my heart, I feel like there will never be a solution in a religious war like this.
I don't think it's religious. I think the justification is that it's religious.
The justification of it. I mean, a war, a religious war, whatever the reason for the war is, this has been an ongoing war for a long, long, long time.
Since
between Israel and Hamas. And
for a long time,
yeah. The Palestinians.
Since Britain got their hands in there and fucked everything up.
So I don't know how you can ever come to a solution unless you geographically split the two groups of people. I'm not talking about a border is shared. I'm talking about you go stand in the other room and you go stand
in this room,
in the other room, and you guys don't come in contact in any way. The problem with that is I see no way to achieve that.
Yeah, and I think it just festers more of the same issue. I don't know, you got to do some kind of reconstruction, like how we did in the South, but like 100,000 times more.
Yeah, and the reconstruction efforts, the residual effects and the residual biases.
It's such a crazy problem.
Racism still exists.
I don't think it's going to meaningfully alter anything. I think anyone who's involved obviously needs to be, I can't say what should be done, censorship of YouTube. We'll say jail.
Yeah.
But like anybody who's perpetuated any of this obviously needs to be,
You can't stop the hate. The only thing that will stop the hate between the two groups of people is enough time has passed that new generations are born
in not the hate,
that aren't aware of that hate, right?
Yeah.
So how is racism going to die out in the United States?
Just generationally.
Right. I mean, it was like 1960s and we're still lynching black people.
Yeah, throwing beer bottles at like 5-year-old girls going to school.
Right. I mean, there are people that are still alive today
that were there doing that.
That were lynching black people.
Yes.
So it's like it hasn't even been enough time even for us to purify that out of.
Not even close.
Right. So, but for, the Middle East has been hundreds and thousands of years of conflict.
Yeah.
So
I'm not sure how it's a hard thing to solve. That's why I say two-state solution for now of like, you have to just get something set in stone to where if there's intervention, there can be retaliation. You have to get Israel to stop. You have to get them to stop.
But it has to be enforced,
And I don't know how, with the U.S. the way that it is, I don't know how you
Right. I mean,
that.
Is, the UN going to put troops on the ground in wherever the Palestinian land
on their
ends
border
up being?
Facing Israel?
Right.
With our soldiers on Israeli side? That's
ugly too.
It would have to be that.
I just think it's really the worst of humanity and the worst of what religion does at its core. I mean, just like you said,
people.
Right? I mean, that's what, that's the pretext behind this whole thing. It's like we're different religions. So
that's the pretext. Yeah. So it's like kind of the worst thing. This is going to go down in the history books for sure as a genocide. It's pretty clearly squares that away at this point.
It's like a slow burn genocide, not maybe like.
It's about as fast as the Germans did.
It doesn't feel like, they were gassing 10,000 people a day.
So the numbers came out, I think in 1942, kind of at its peak of the Holocaust. In 1 year, around the same number of people died as people have died in Gaza. Roughly.
That doesn't even sound even remotely possible. I mean, there must have been a million.
Well, the Holocaust was happening since like 1934.
Yeah, I know, but
right, it was slow burning then, and they've really ramped it up that year.
Yeah, just like 1 million Jews in 1 year.
There's been like 800,000, is what the estimate is. Like, it's an unreal number of people have passed away.
800,000 Palestinians.
A significant portion of the Palestinian people have died.
Yeah, I guess it's not the same.
It's not. No, it's not the same capacity where they're rounded up, put in a room, and then just like blow the room up.
Just murdered.
It's not.
Bomb Hamas, and sure, a bunch of Palestinians die. But
one soldier and 40 people.
Yeah.
And you do that every day.
Yeah. It's also the terror that's happening on the ground as well. Just the misery and the terror.
Yeah, a lot of it is starvation. A lot of it is not directly killing and indirect, but it's all the same. It's all the same.
I saw an article, Jewish woman, is heartbroken because she feels that Israel has become what Hitler was.
Yes, in practice.
In practice.
Yeah. It doesn't matter so much what they'll preach.
Right. The reasons
about,
behind.
We're Jewish, so we can't be.
But the actions of.
Yeah. If you just remove the word we're Jewish or whatever and put we're German.
Yeah.
How different is it really?
Yeah. His actions, what he was capable of doing.
And the sentiment of what they're trying to do is all identical. It's terrible. I'm happy that Western powers are finally doing something. It's way too late. I don't know.
We'll see if this helps with France.
We'll see what direction is. Aid has recently been let in.
Yeah.
So we'll see what that does. But hopefully it puts.
The worse this gets, though, it's going to continue to look worse and worse.
Yeah, it is. To anyone who hasn't already seen what it is, it gets harder to launder their image. I mean, Netanyahu went on the Nelk Boys. You hear about this? He went on this like right-wing dude bro podcast.
I heard he tried to get on Joe Rogan, but Joe Rogan said, no thanks.
There's a reason why Joe said no. The podcast he went on was organized by the White House in the guest house in D.C., like an extension of the White House. Questions were given by the White House. So those guys had no say over what was asked, what was talked about, how they talked about anything. They had no say.
They just had to ask what the White House said to ask.
Exactly. And the reason is that young people are breaking so hard away from Israel, so he's trying to launder his image with young people. And probably Joe Rogan was like, well, I'm not taking questions from the White House. That's probably a bridge too far for him.
Yeah, I would say so.
Even at that point, probably he's like, I can't do that much.
He's way too big and influential.
Yeah, I don't think he would
just
let them just dictate questions. For all the faults he has, I don't think he's
that bad.
No, I think his pride will get in the way. I don't think he'll let that happen. And so, I think the world, particularly young people, are turning on Israel, I think rightly so, for what they're doing.
That's what it'll take, though.
Yeah, it's what it's going to take. Every day I try to avoid it because it's so hard to see and witness it. And I can't imagine. So I hope that this pressure does something to Israel. They're clearly panicking because how hard they're trying to launder their image right now in the West. So clearly there's a panic. France is about to recognize Palestine, and Germany and UK are on the way. Clearly they're starting to freak out of like, we're losing control over the narrative.
Yeah.
And so I think once it dries up, they're going to be kind of forced to calm down. Like they're going to have to. or they're really going to be left alone. And then if they're left alone, then Iran's going to have their way with them.
Left alone, but what's the U.S. going to do, though?
True.
So that's the big variable here, is how much support how much will we continue to support?
Yeah, I think even if it's only us left, I think that's enough, probably. I don't think it'll stop anything, but I think it's enough to put real fear in their heart.
Well, that's the hot take right there, then.
Because then Iran and all those Middle Eastern nations that hate them, rightly so at this point, for just bombing their countries. If Iran's like, oh, there's only the U.S. and the U.S. is not going to get into a war, then
we don't have a problem bombing Iran.
We'll bomb them, but I don't know if we'll go put boots on the ground. But I think that might scare Israel enough to be like, oh, we are now alone on, like, there's an ocean between our only ally.
Netanyahu, though, is such a nutball. I just don't even, I don't know.
He will be.
I don't know if I see it.
When they list
Let's land the plane, though.
Evil dictators, it'll be Hitler, comma, Netanyahu in the history books. So we'll land the plane.
In less than 100-year time.
Yeah, I'll be alive for that.
80-year difference between the two of them.
Yeah, less than 100 years. So hopefully that this increasing and mounting pressure on Israel, which is obvious that there's a ton of pressure, continues. And it does something. Open a border somewhere to let food in or something. I'm hoping
anything
at this point.
Anything is better.
There's so little that you and me can do other than to continue to advocate and agitate. That's what you can do. Advocate and agitate.
Yeah.
And just don't lose hope.
Just a sad situation.
It's just such a terrible situation.
Okay. Thanks for that glimmer of good news.